everyone. I just want to welcome everyone to the information session on Roger Williams University College Providence campus. For this evening's presentation, I'm going to have brief introductions. I'm going to go over the benefits of the partnership that we have with ENRICHri, give you some program information, and go over the registration process. And then there will be some time for questions and answers at the end of the session. So my name is Jana O'Connell, and I work as an admissions pathway specialist at RWU Providence campus. I have provided my contact information here. I help students register for single courses, talk about their goals and their interests as far as picking out maybe credential certificates or working towards associate's or bachelor's degrees. I did want to introduce the attendees this evening. So we do have one here with us, Marcia Sorois. And Marcia, could you tell us a little bit how long you've been a part of ENRICH Rhode Island as a volunteer?
Sure. Hi. So I am with ENRICH right now as the PR director. I've been a member of ENRICH for about 7 years now, and I've served in multiple roles, but mostly as a parent. I homeschooled my older son, who's now 19, and I'm homeschooling my youngest one, who's now 7. Wow. So my older son has taken classes through you, and he has thoroughly enjoyed them. They've been fantastic, so highly recommended.
Okay, great. All right, so just to talk a little bit about the ENRICH Rhode Island partnership benefits that they have with Roger Williams. The one thing is all ENRICH Rhode Island members have access to college experience. You'll get college level courses. We don't do any pre-college level. I know sometimes when you attend community colleges, they have writing classes and math classes. They're actually at the high school level. These are at college level. Because of that, they are transferable to other colleges and universities. We also offer students who are enrolled in our classes free private tutoring. That tutoring can be done virtually or face-to-face. That gets set up between you and the tutor. We also have free parking for people that come onto campus. And another thing you have access to is pracademics. What that is most of our instructors are practicing professionals in the field. What's great about that is that you can build relationships, you can ask about jobs, what kind of jobs you can get with different degrees and things like that. So it also helps a little bit with career exploration. Another thing this college experience will do for students is it really helps hone your communication skills. I think the largest difference between either working at, not working, but doing classes at home with your parent, you have somebody checking in with you, how are things going? The thing at a college level, a college course, you actually have to be a little bit more of an advocate for yourself. So it teaches you to reach out if you have questions. Someone's not always going to come check on you. You need to be proactive. You know, just communicate, say, I'm having trouble. This assignment's taking me a bit longer. Could you suggest this? You know, you just really need to advocate for yourself. All of our professors are used to working with high school students and middle school students through our advanced course network courses and things like that. So they are very easy to get a hold of and like to deal with students. Also, as part of the college experience, you do have access to our platforms. So you get free Office 365. So that's Microsoft Office, Excel, PowerPoint, all of those things are free downloads to your computer. We have thousands of videos from our library. We do have a Netflix library. It's a little bit different than the Netflix you get within your home, but there are a lot of educational videos through that. And so there's a lot of other learning you can have just from that access, even beyond the class that you're taking. The other thing is the college credit that you get. This is transferable credit. When you complete a class successfully, you will get an official Roger Williams University transcript with your grade on there. We are a private university, so these credits are, you know, seen high and can be transferred to any place should you decide to go beyond the high school level to go to a college. They would be transferable. You also can gain credentials. So say you decide that you want to do EMT, be an EMT. It's only 6 credits. It's 2 classes. You take that certificate, those 2 classes and certificate, pass the test, and you can become a certified emergency medical technician. The only requirement with that is you can take the class, but you can't take the test until you're 18. So that is for older, but we have community development certificates, other things like that, that you could actually graduate high school and have a certificate towards some credential before you even get to college. Another thing we like to say is all of our students in this program start with an A. So you have an A, it's your job to keep the A within the class that you're in. We also have reduced tuition for Enrich Rhode Island students. We charge $250 per credit for both our online or face-to-face classes. So all of our classes mostly are 3 credits, so one class would be $750. The only caveat to this is only available at our Providence campus. This is not part of the Bristol campus, which is our traditional undergraduate campus. So you do need to take classes from the Providence campus in order to be eligible for this reduced tuition. Students that are eligible to take part of this are middle school age students as well as high school age. The only difference is if your child is middle school age, they can only do the online only. And that's just part of a safety issue for them. But the high school age students can do either face-to-face or online courses. Some of the programs that we have for associates and bachelor's degrees. We offer general associate's degrees, so an associate's of arts or bachelor of arts or sciences. But within the associate's degrees, you can have, what's the word I'm looking for? You can have areas of focus, right? So you could take associate's degrees, kind of do a lot of the general education classes, your writings, your humanities, your math, all those general education courses like that you would even have in a high school level. You have those at the college level as well. And then there's room for areas that maybe you want to explore or concentrate on, like maybe some psychology classes, or maybe you want to do a few classes in criminal justice or paralegal. So you're not tied into the program, but it does let you focus a little bit. We can also do bachelor's degrees within these same programs. Here's some of the certificates that we offer. We have certificates in case management. So what some people might use that for is, say you think you might want to run some kind of group, whether you want to work in social services maybe when you get older, or maybe you might do something where you're in charge of a group of people. The case management certificate might be something that interests you. Our community development certificate, we've had a lot of high school students actually complete that because it helps you get involved in your community and figure out the way that you can make things better. And there's projects designed around that. So if you're really interested in learning more about your own community that you're currently living in and finding something that will affect change, that's a great certificate to be a part of. A lot of times, like I said, most of our certificates are 15 credits. So that's 5 classes that you could take throughout your time with us here. You'll see there's things on childcare, administration, the environmental, occupational safety and health, that's an EOS, we call that EOS certificate. A lot of people use that in kind of factory settings. We do have forensics, digital forensics and things like that as well. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the steps to register. So we have a visiting student webpage. Students from ENRICHri, Rhode Island, the reason you're considered a visiting student is students cannot actually apply to a program until they're 18, but you can take as many classes within the program. So this is our visiting student webpage, and when you click on it, it's going to bring you to our website right here. I'll click out of this. And this is our visiting student page, and this actually has a lot of information. If you don't remember the URL, you can always just go to our main page and type in visiting student, and this link will come up so that you can click on it. But it talks a little about visiting students. We do have this term, the fall term, we have over 100 courses over different disciplines that we're offering. And we have different offerings. We have a 16-week term that begins the weekend after Labor Day, so September 8th. We have a 5-week term, an 8-week term, and a 10-week term. The biggest difference is it's the same amount of work in a different amount of time. So if you were to take a Writing 102 course in 16 weeks versus 8 weeks, it's the same course. You're just required to do a lot more work within a shorter amount of time. If this is your first time taking a college level course, I would suggest you do the longer 16 weeks just so you can see how that's paced and how that might be a little bit differently. So those are just the terms. The tuition here, it doesn't list Enrich Rhode Island tuition, but it is the $750 rate, the same rate we give our military students. So you can take step 1, talks about the courses you can pick for fall. And what's nice is it gives your area. So you're interested, so maybe well, as part of high school, I need some, my network doesn't feel that they are great in writing classes or writing. I need extra help in college type writing. I need to know how to write papers. I want to get better at that. Well, that would be under education, arts, and humanities. And you can click on that and it will bring up all the courses that we're currently offering this fall. It brings up, so if you look, this first one, that's cultural awareness and global society. It says that it's hybrid. What hybrid means is that there will be some face-to-face meeting, and those will be on Tuesday evenings from 6:15 to 9. But the first class that meets on 9/8, you'll determine with the professor at that time which meetings are face-to-face and which ones will be online. And the online meeting is not synchronous. What that means is you don't have to log in at that time. It's asynchronous, which means it's deadline based. So if the week of 17, you're not meeting, you have online work to do, you have that whole week to complete it. You don't have to log in on 9/17 at 6:15. Okay, it's asynchronous. So we have cultural awareness, there's interdisciplinary. If you look, that's a hybrid. We do have some online, I'm trying to get to those. So we have a music class, that's online. Here's our writing classes, Writing 100. So Writing 100 is our introduction writing class. It is a prerequisite to our Writing 102 and Writing 220, this Writing 100. So if you are looking for a writing class, you would be required to take that one first. So these are all those things. And then it goes down to the next one. Maybe you're saying, oh, I'm thinking I might want to do psychology when I get older, and I'd like to use psychology. I can use it towards my high school requisites, but I want to see what kind of psychology class are offered. And if you scroll down here, we'll have that as well. Once you've selected the course that you think you want to take, then you're going to go to sign up. So the signing up is you're going to click on the view visiting student enrollment form. And basically what happens is if you've never taken a class with us, you're going to create an account. Otherwise, you'll log into your old account. When you create an account, it's going to ask you to give an email address, your first name, last name, and your birth date. When you click continue, it's going to send you an email to your personal, whatever email address you put in there. If you didn't get it, make sure you check your spam folder. And then from there, it's going to have you list the course you're interested in taking. Also, it's going to ask if you belong to any organization. Please be sure to list Enrich Rhode Island, so that way they'll know what to charge you for that class. Okay. However, don't worry if you ever see a bill and it's more than the $750 for class. Just reach out to admissions, whoever registered you, or you can call our registrar's office or our bursar's office, and they can adjust the bill. Okay, you're not going to be, if they charge you wrong, you're not going to be required to hold on to that. So let me get back here. And I'm trying to see where I was here. Is that what I want? Steps to register. Okay, and then after you signed up, just watch your email. So you visit the web page, you pick courses, you've signed up for what you'd like to take. Watch your email. You'll get an email about how to complete the registration process. From there, you'll get an email about orientation, so it can teach you about our online systems. You'll get a Roger Williams email address. Once you get that address, all communication is sent to that email. It's no longer sent to your personal email. You'll also get what's known as Rogers Central account and Bridges. Bridges is our educational account. That's where you access your class information, the class syllabus, the required texts. There'll be readings there, things to respond to there, videos. So that's all about your educational experience. Rogers Central is transactional. That's where you can request transcripts from, where you can see your bill, where you can pay your bill, where you can set up online payments. So all those things. But the registration's pretty easy, and we're definitely here to help you with that. So this brings us actually to our question answer. Does anybody have any specific questions?
So I know when my son took classes there, we were able to get on a payment plan. Do they still offer that?
Yes. So what happens is once you're registered for class, you can go onto your Rogers Central account, and there's something that says payment information. You go in there, and you can set you can set up a payment plan. It usually lets you divide your payments into 4 payments.
Yep.
And then you just set that up right through there. Again, though, if you're having difficulty, it gives you a number to call, and then someone will assist you in filling that out if you're having difficulty. Sometimes I know people get comfortable because it is the admissions pathway specialist like myself. I also work with a few other people. You're always welcome to contact us because we can also always help you with the process if you're having difficulties at any point.
Okay, and then I think you did touch on this, but I just wanted to be clear. So with the online classes,
Yes.
they're not live. It's either recorded or it's just
So
assignments.
it's not recorded necessarily. I mean, there might be videos you can watch, like to show you how to do something, or might have you, say you're taking a class on natural disasters, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might have news clips to watch because that's something that's already happened. But no, you're not required to log in at a specific time.
Okay.
Although sometimes professors will, for online classes, have specific office hours. And then obviously those office hours, you're going to log in during a specific time. But as far as deadlines and due dates, those are based on weekly basis. So on Sunday night, your class assignments will come out for the week. You can set aside your time. I would suggest students set aside specific times to work on their online assignments. And it's also a good practice to check the assignment initially, because if you don't understand, you can email the professor right away and get your answer in plenty of time to complete the assignment on time.
Another question I was thinking about, so if you had a child in middle school, so I don't know, 13, 14 years old, maybe taking an online class, are you as the parent able to communicate with the teacher, or is it all them? You know, that's tricky.
So once they become a student, technically it's them, but we have a FERPA form, which is a release form. So all you have to do is say, I want to be able to have access to the information. We send you the form and you and the student complete the form, and then you mail it back to us and we put it on file, and then we can give you the same information that we give the student. And we can give that information until you enroll. So if your child went on and you filled out that registration form, we can still speak to you throughout that whole process about everything, because your child is not officially enrolled until classes start. Once classes start, if you wanted to communicate to the professor about the class, you should get we call it FERPA, the FERPA form filled out. And again, the admissions counselor has that. We also do information session, the orientation that we give for new students, both visiting and matriculated. So that's someone enrolled in an actual associate's degree or bachelor's degree. We hand out that FERPA form for people to fill out as well.
Okay, that's good. Thanks. And I know you mentioned free parking. I don't know if that's really a big issue, but you do have that available, right?
Yeah, and another thing, a parent had asked a meeting I had last year if they could attend class with their minor child. They are welcome, if it's a face-to-face class, to come sit in the back of the room. We don't not allow that.
Okay, that's good to know. And where are, if there's a textbook required, do you have a bookstore there? How does that work?
So that's a good question. So once a student is registered, we send what's called the disclaimer email, because we don't administer it. So the email will say, I'm registering you for this class as you requested. If you decide not to take the class, you need to contact us to drop it, because we don't administratively drop classes. What that means is, for example, CCRI, I'm just giving this example. If you don't show up to the first class, they automatically drop you from the class. So you're not charged, you're not going to pay. Roger Williams does not do that. So if you know you're not going to be attending classes and you change your mind, you need to send an email to your admission, whoever registered you, and say, I'd like to drop this class, and they will help you complete the paperwork in order to do that. So having also in that email, it has a link on how to order books. The link brings you to Roger Williams' web page. It's basically Barnes & Noble, RW Barnes & Noble. If you Google that, it'll bring you to there. You put in the class, the course number, that information, and it will tell you if any texts are required. So from there, you can order the text from the main bookstore, but it also gives you the ISBN number and the ISBN number and the edition. So some students, what they honestly choose to do, they can order it through the bookstore. You can get an online version, a used text or whatever, and have it mailed to your home. But some people use the ISBN number and they have Amazon Prime 2-day shipping, and they do it, they search it themselves and find it, you know, it's just for convenience, they choose to do it that way. That's totally up to you.
Okay, good. Perfect. And I know, like you had mentioned, you do have a lot of really nice introductory courses. Like you said, the college writing, that's a good course. You have intro to psychology.
We have math.
And math.
Intro to sociology. We have math. We have some intro policing and public safety courses. So intro to emergency medical services, intro to policing, intro to private security. So those kinds of intro courses we have. A lot of the general courses. So like when you go to other universities, they look for things like a history class. We have history classes you can take. They look for an arts class. So that can be music or drawing or things like that. Those are all general education classes that no matter what program you choose to go in at most universities, it will transfer in, right? The things that get more specific is if you took 15 criminal justice courses from us, for example, and then you apply to the University of Arizona for an engineering degree, they're probably not going to take all those courses, right? I mean, in reality, it's a totally different program. A lot of times they can take a few electives and that would go in elective, but you also want to be careful how many you concentrate in just one area unless you know you're working for a certificate or unless you know you've chosen to go into another degree. Most students, and my children included, did not know when they were 14, 15, 16 exactly what they wanted to do. So any classes they took, it was more in the general area of writing. And I will say, in taking transcripts in and seeing what's transferable, a lot of those intro like psychology, sociology, all those humanities types classes, writing, math, they all transfer in somewhere.
Nice. Such a great opportunity. I can't wait for my youngest one to be old enough.
And it's really great. I know $750, it does sound a lot for a 3-credit course, but here's a couple things to think about too. So at University College in Providence, which is part of Roger Williams, it's $750, and then you get your per registration fee, which is only for the summer, the fall and spring semester, which is another $70. But then that's it. There's no hidden fees. If you compare it with like Rhode Island College or CCRI, if you first look at their tuition, it looks a hair cheaper, but then when you start adding in the computer usage fees and the student fees and the classroom fees and the lab fees, which they charge you whether you're taking a lab or whether you're taking a computer class, the courses are at least comparable, if not a little bit more or less. So that's not different. I think the other thing is to know is normally for an online class, we're at $1,300 a class versus $750. And for face-to-face, we're about $1,000 versus $750. So there is a considerable savings. And of course, it is Roger Williams University transcript. So according to our main campus, it's even bigger savings, which is $4,000 per class.
And know what another big selling point for us was when my older son took a few classes there was that you don't require any pre-testing.
No, that's right. So if you want to enroll, so for the visiting student, which most in Rhode Island would probably be in general, we don't require any prior testing, no tests. But even for university college, some people have chosen after taking classes in high school to actually continue with us and get the degree because they eventually want to do like licensed mental health counseling, which is a master's degree. So a degree in applied psychology worked well for them, and it was a lot more economical, and they were able to transfer those in. But our admission requirements in general, it's an application and your high school diploma or equivalent of high school diploma, whether it's your GED, whether it's high school diploma that's been granted by your school district, the homeschooling transcripts, those work as well. And that's the only admissions requirements for our campus. We really try to take the barriers away from a higher education. That's why even, for younger, we even take like life experience credits and things like that if they've done other explorations. that can be used as a portfolio, and they speak to someone, a special counselor about that. But if someone has a lot of experience they've done in other areas, they can use some of that as well to gain college credit.
Nice. Good. All right. Did anyone else have any questions? You can type something in the chat box. I'll give people a minute if they want.
And also, I think right here, my contact information, this is our main admissions contact information. But anyone you call on that line, if you said you're interested from ENRICH Rhode Island and interested in seeing classes or have any questions, anyone here would answer that. Also, we are recording this, and I know Marcia said she's going to post it on the YouTube channel for ENRICH Rhode Island. So if you missed the beginning, you'll be able to see that as well at your convenience.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. This was fantastic. It really is such a wonderful place to take classes, and just the free tutoring and the resources that you offer is just really, I feel like it's underutilized. Not many people understand the amount that you can help while they're taking
well, and the leg up you can get before, they choose to go to another university or something else, because the cost is, the cost for higher education is getting higher and higher. And as college bachelor's degrees are seen like high school diplomas 20 years ago. It also helps, not even if you don't want to get a college degree, there are, like I said, there's the EMT basic is great, and they can go on to do things if they want to work in the emergency medical services or, things like that. Also gives them, a job to have job skills, right? Anything to kind of give you a leg up. And if you can get and if it can be counted towards your high school requirements at the same time, even better.
So great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jana. I really appreciate taking the time, and hopefully we'll be contacting you soon.
Okay, Marshall, thanks for having me. And as always, have any questions, just shoot me an email, or if someone reaches out to you directly, you can just forward their email to me, and I'm happy to help.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.